Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving deep into a rivalry that's literally shaping our digital world, the massive, multi-billion-dollar war for the cloud.
And look, this isn't some niche tech spat. We're talking about a super high-stakes race for a market that's about to blast past $400 billion. And you know what's pouring rocket fuel on this fire? The AI boom, of course.
In this huge arena, three contenders have pretty much left everyone else in the dust. You definitely know their names: Amazon Web Services, Microsoft Azure, and Google Cloud Platform.
Now, while AWS is still wearing the crown, its challengers are closing the gap at a breakneck pace. I mean, just look at these year-over-year growth numbers. They tell the whole story. Azure and GCP are absolutely surging, and that growth is almost entirely being driven by the global hunger for AI. Okay, let's get into it.
So who are these titans really? To get a handle on the race, you've got to understand the racers. Let's meet them, because each one has its own distinct personality. You've got the veteran, the challenger, and the innovator.
First up, Amazon Web Services, or AWS. They're the original market leader, the undisputed veteran champion of the cloud. The OG, if you will. Launched way back in 2006, AWS has that all-important first-mover advantage. What that means is they have the most extensive list of services. It's like a true everything store for the cloud. And they have the largest global reach, operating in over 245 countries. They are the established giant in the room.
Next up, you've got the powerhouse enterprise challenger, Microsoft Azure. Their entire strategy is about playing to their home field advantage.
See, Azure launched in 2010, and it was designed from the ground up to integrate perfectly with all the Microsoft software. We're talking Office, Windows, that millions of businesses already use every single day. This makes switching to Azure an incredibly natural and, let's be honest, often irresistible choice for a huge chunk of the corporate world.
And finally, there's the nimble innovator, Google Cloud Platform, or GCP. Their story is, well, it's a little different.
GCP runs on the exact same global infrastructure that powers Google Search and YouTube. Just let that sink in for a second. That gives them this massive built-in edge when it comes to their deep expertise in data, super fast networking, and of course, artificial intelligence.
All right, so now that we've met the players, let's pop the hood and take a look at the core engines that power them. We're going to focus on two of the most fundamental building blocks: compute and storage.
So let's start with compute. You can think of this as the raw horsepower of the cloud. It's basically where you rent virtual servers to run your apps. AWS calls theirs EC2, Azure has virtual machines, and GCP has Compute Engine. They all do pretty much the same job, but as you're about to see, the devil is totally in the details.
So here's the bottom line, what you really need to know. They each have a specialty. AWS gives you the most granular control and plugs you into the biggest ecosystem out there. Azure, no surprise, is the perfect fit for companies already deep in the Microsoft universe. And GCP? It's built for pure speed, with incredibly fast startup times and cost-saving features that are just a dream for AI workloads.
Okay, so you've got the horsepower, now let's talk storage. I mean, every app needs a place to keep its data, right? Everything from your family photos to the ginormous data sets that train AI. So how do these giants stack up when it comes to storing all that stuff?
And hey, a familiar pattern is starting to emerge here. Amazon's S3 is the most mature, feature-packed option, a true digital warehouse for any kind of data you can imagine. Azure Blob Storage is like a fortress for enterprise and hybrid setups, and that's really key for companies that need to connect their own private servers with the public cloud. And Google Cloud Storage really comes alive when it's fueling their powerful AI and data tools like BigQuery.
But all of that is kind of the backstory. The real drama, the arena where this multi-billion-dollar race is being fought and won right now, is the AI battleground. This is where the whole game is changing.
To make sense of it all, you can kind of break down the AI competition into three layers. At the bottom, you have simple, ready-to-use AI services. In the middle, you've got platforms for building your own custom models. And then at the very top, you have the bleeding-edge world of generative AI.
At that first level, the pre-trained APIs, it's a really tight race. GCP often gets the nod for pure accuracy, leveraging the power of Google Translate and Search. But AWS offers the widest variety of reliable services, and Azure provides killer integration with tools that businesses already use, like Office.
Now moving up to the ML platforms, where you can build your own custom AI. The differences are all about who you are. Amazon SageMaker is a total powerhouse for experts who want to get their hands dirty with deep customization. Azure's platform is more geared towards business-friendly applications. And GCP's Vertex AI, well, it's loved by data scientists for its slick workflow and just being easy to use.
And this brings us to the top layer, generative AI. This is the new frontier, folks. Azure has a massive head start with big companies thanks to its big partnership with OpenAI. AWS is playing the field, offering a flexible marketplace of different AI models, basically betting that choice is going to win out. And Google is the wild card innovator, pushing the boundaries with its own cutting-edge multimodal research, like Gemini. That's AI that can understand text, images, and audio all at once. It's pretty wild.
So, after all that, who's taking home the trophy? Which one of these giants should you bet on?
Well, what's so fascinating here is that there's no single simple winner. The best choice is really a moving target that depends completely on what you're trying to do. If you want maximum control and the biggest possible toolkit, AWS is your champion. If your business already runs on Microsoft, Azure is the clearest, most integrated path forward. And if your future is all about pioneering with AI and data, then GCP is probably your winner.
You see, this race is so far from over. The strategies are set, the battle lines are drawn, but this entire landscape is being totally reshaped by the seismic force of AI. So the real question isn't just who's winning now. It's, as artificial intelligence keeps accelerating and literally rewriting the rules of the game, which of these titans is going to adapt, innovate, and ultimately define the next generation of the cloud?